is two separate things. Girlfriend, boyfriend relationship.
So we are familiar with him. I've seen his videos before. Him giving input on how men should treat women.
I could call up right now and say, hey, what's up? How you doing? How's work? No, I'm going to tell you what's on my mind, what I think about globally, global, local.
It's that time again where we ask the question, what's on Edigga's mind? Tune in as he talks about what's trending, celebrity news, community and political views, and so much more. So get ready to hear what's going on with your host, the man you all know and love, Edigga.
The views that are expressed on What's on Edigga's Mind is that of the show creator and not Charm City Direct TV network. Some language, videos, and content may not be suitable for young viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. What is good? What is good? What is good, good people? It is I, the man that you all know and love, Edigga. That's right. Right about now, you're watching What's on Edigga's Mind. I don't know why I do this, but it just looks crazy. I'm just hitting my hat. But anywho, welcome to this great special show, because today I have the pleasure, I have the honor to be surrounded by women's. That's right, women. Let me stop getting too excited. Let me calm down. We're going to be talking about two topics. These topics, people, I was approached by two people, and they asked me for my advice. Why would they do that? And I told them my advice. I shared with these people my advice, and I told them how I felt about it, whether they heed my advice and ran with it and did whatever they decided to do, or they didn't. Oh, well, I did my part. I understood the assignment. But I wanted to go further. And talk about these topics right here on What's on Edigga's Mind, because it's been on my mind. And we're going to get into the topics today. And those topics are, if I can find it, deciding love. So a person approached me and they said, E, got a problem. I said, okay. And they told me the problem. Person is stuck in the middle between an older gentleman and a younger gentleman, and she don't know, well, she kind of know who she want to be with, but one person don't want to be with her, don't want to have a relationship, but the other one does. So I went a step further, people, and I rounded up some people that I feel as though has impacted my life in a very significant way. And I'm talking about none other than author. She is an author. She is a poet. I'm talking about my good friend, EJ the Poet. How are you today?
Hey, E, how are you?
I'm good. And culinary expert and model. These people got a lot going on. I just wanted to tell you that. They just don't have one thing going on. They got a couple of things going on. Like I said, culinary expert and model, Mia Monet. How you doing?
Hey, hi everybody.
Hey.
That's what's up. And joining me is my big little sister. She is an author. She is a poet. I'm talking about authoress, poet, Poetless Shakespeare.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
And I cannot forget my favorite music artist of all time. She is the GOAT. And I'm talking about my sister, Jae The Lyoness. How you doing today? Unmute yourself.
I'm wonderful.
How you doing today?
I'm all right, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got together these people because in some way, fashion, or form, they have impacted my life in a significant way. And I just want to say to them right now, thank you all for joining me to talk about these two topics, deciding love, and the next topic where I was trying to get into was guilty by association. Now, this topic is a little tricky, and I'm gonna save this one for last. You know, they say save the best for last. Well, this one, of course, another person was approached me for my advice, and they say they have a friend, E. And I said, okay. And the friend is a little sexually active, a little promiscuous. Okay, she's a freak. Lack of a better words. Just gonna put it out there. And she said that her baby's father or baby dad said that by you hanging with her or going out with her, because you know they've been friends, her friend is a little out there, a little promiscuous, she's a freak. And just because she's a freak, you a freak right along with her. I was like, dang, how you gonna say that? So we're going to talk about that, but like I said, we're going to save that for the second half of the show. So now we're going to talk about this topic right here, deciding love, where the young lady loves the older gentleman, but he don't want a relationship. He like, for 5 years, this has been going on, people, for 5 years. And there's another guy who she met who's showing some interest, but she don't like him. So I'm gonna go to my panel of women and get your opinion. What should she do, or how she should handle this? So it's out there, people. Women, how are you going to handle it? If this was you, if you were stuck in the middle, and
If it was me, I would just date myself, because she dealing with somebody that don't even want to be with her. She dealing with somebody that don't want to be with her, and then she don't want to be with the other guy. That just sounds like a headache. I would just be single, just not deal with anybody. Just date yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
Or if it's to the point where they've been together for 5 years, and if he's putting it down in the bedroom, maybe she's so stigmatized that she don't realize that he only want her for that, because if he's with her for 5 years, he's not trying to commit, not trying to get married.
Wait a minute. What was that word again?
Oh, she's stigmatized.
Stigmatized.
Yeah. So you know, when you get that piece, it's just like it's almost like being addicted to crack or drugs. Once you get that hit, if you think that's the best, you're going to keep going. You're going to keep going back to it, because that's something to make you feel good. So if he got her sprung like that, yes, Mr. Good Guy's coming along. That's going to give her what she really needs. But right now, she don't know what she needs, because right now it may be just a sexual feeling for her that's making her feel good, but she don't understand her worth yet. So she's going to continue to deal with the guy that don't want no type of commitment and won't give herself a chance to be loved right by the guy that wants to give her a commitment.
Okay, so I'm leaving out information. I'm trying to make it spicy. I'm trying to make it juicy. So in the conversation, and mind you, this happened 2:30 in the morning, 2 weeks ago. She did have sex with the other guy.
So she
So what you're saying is she's having sex with both of them.
Yes.
She doesn't like the one, and the one that she likes doesn't like her back.
Well, it's not a fact of he not liking her. The fact of the matter is he don't want a relationship. Like 5 years, they've been together for 5 years, going out, family time.
So are they together, or are they just sexing?
Right. Is this just a benefit package?
Don't shoot the messenger. I wrote this. Shout out to 19prince.com. Get yours. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just relaying what was told and texted to me.
It's been completed.
Right. It is my
That's what it said,
understanding that
So maybe she just looking for sex.
Can I say something?
go ahead.
Poetless Show.
As women, I think we put ourselves in situations that makes us think about love, lust, or convenience. When it comes from when she's with the older guy, she's conveniently secure because at 50 some years old, as a man, you have your stuff together. So she's looking at it from a standpoint like I'm secure. Whatever
Right.
he do with me, to me, I'm secure because at the end of the day, financially, he's going to support me. Emotionally, he may not be the greatest, but somewhere along the way, I'm secure. With
Right.
the younger guy, she goes there because it's convenient for me to go to him when dude don't act right. It has nothing
Right.
to do with sexual after 5 years. Because in your 50s, you get hit Viagra, dude. And I know, because I'm a pharmacy technician. I know the ages. And so it has nothing to do with sex. Mentally, she knows she wants to be with the older guy because she wants that security. And she knows from the older gentleman, he's supposed to have his stuff together. I'm going to get the ring. I'm going to get the house. I'm going to get the white picket fence. Because that's
Right.
from his age, that's what they want. With the
Right.
younger guy, she feel like I'm going to have to mold him to what I want to be when this guy already have it. But emotionally, she's draining herself. As women, we can say it's easy. If I was her, I'll leave him. Sis, how many times have you cried at night because Mr. Do-Wrong did you wrong and Mr. Do-Right didn't want you either? So it has nothing to do with sex. At this point, she know where she want to be, but she can't get it. So she's going to fight for what she wants, but it's between love, lust, or convenience. And that's where
So
she at this standpoint. It's
so
easy for
after
me to say, sis, leave him alone. But at the end of the day, I'm going to talk to my ex because that's where I want to be at. So I can give
Right.
you all the advice that you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear because that's what as women do. Girl, leave him. I would have been left him if I was just, but put yourself in them shoes. You want to be doing the same thing she's doing, confusion. So it's quick to give out information or advice when if you in that shoes, you wouldn't do that. You would do a 360 and a quick, like, wait a minute. But how many times have you been penis massaged or from a guy? So you can't say that's I can't say that. My mom is here.
Oh, sorry.
I can't say that. My mom is here.
Oh, sorry,
My
mama.
aunt is with me. I can't say that.
Yeah.
I can't
So
say that
so
word.
so he okay, so
Stigmatized mother.
so sorry, mama.
Oh. My
So
mother tell you real quick, you better flip it. If you don't want to flip it, you better teach him how to crisscross applesauce.
so
Real quick.
the reason being of why he don't want like I said, I'm don't shoot the messenger. I'm leaving out information because like I said, I'm making it spicy and what it is. He just came out of a divorce. I don't know how long the divorce or how long that previous marriage was, but that was his explanation of why he did not want to get into another relationship. What say you guys?
And this is what I don't understand. You just got a divorce. Why are you dating somebody or being with somebody when you're not ready to commit? Why are you wasting people's time?
Right.
Yeah,
Because
like,
it's
what's the
convenient.
goal?
It's
Because
convenient.
it's convenient. It's convenience for him to use that line. Oh, well, you know, emotionally I'm hurt. As a man, people don't hear our feelings. As a woman, you should nurture me. I'm not your mother. I'm not.
Right.
And I can speak on
And
a
that's what
personal,
he's using.
and I can speak on a personal point because I've been through this. Yes, I was so blind. But and the guy told me from the get-go before we started dating, I'm not trying to get married. I just want to be friends. But I decided I was going to make this guy love me, or I'm gonna do everything. So I'm gonna be his wife eventually because I'm gonna be the person that he wants. After 4 years, I had an attitude of myself and said, "Oh, well, I wasted my time with you." He said, "Well, yeah, you did because I told you from the get-go I wasn't trying to get married." So yes, that was my fault because I was hearing what I wanted to hear, trying to make something happen that wasn't going to happen. And yes, I was stigmatized, but at a certain point, when you get tired of being tired and not having anything, and when you get mentally drained, and you get that much, it took me to be mentally drained to get strength to walk away, if that makes sense.
The word for the day, people, is stigmatized.
Oh, y'all must have had a woman white friend. Hey, E. They must haven't heard my porn woman white friend have that. They not accustomed to that.
The word for
Because I talked about that in my porn.
Yep.
So how would y'all have handled this? I know I think Poetless said it. She said it, but let me just go around the room. How would y'all have handled this? EJ?
Well, I did handle it. I handled it the wrong way, and I was hurt. I wasted 4 years of my life not paying attention, not listening to my women intuition, and not being true to myself. So, it's like I said, I can give people advice, but at this end of the day, like Poetless said, you can tell somebody something all day long, but until we're ready to walk away and ready to listen and take your advice. So a lot of times I don't go to nobody for advice, especially if I know I'm not ready to hear it. So I'm not going to waste somebody else's time. But like she said it,
and that's my thing.
Keep giving advice, but if they're not going to take it, they're not ready for it, you're wasting your time.
I just want to let you know, EJ, you didn't waste it. Did you learn something from that experience in the 4 years?
Oh, I learned a lot in those 4 years. So
you didn't waste your time.
It was an educational experience for me.
Exactly. You didn't waste your time. You would have wasted your time if you didn't learn nothing. That's wasting your time. But and if you were still been in that situation, then you could say, I'm wasting my time. But you had to learn. Sometimes you was in high school. You said you did 4 years, right? Okay, you was in high school. Just think you did a high school all over again. That's all you did. You did your 4 years of high school all over again. You graduated. Now look at you, got your diploma, and you done with them. So you learned something. You learned a whole lot from all those years. Just look at it. You did high school all over again. You did high school all over, and you graduated at the top of your class. So don't even worry about it. So you didn't waste your time.
So Mia, how would you have handled it? What would you?
Me personally, because I've been in this situation before, I just started dating other people because if a person's not ready to commit, they're not going to commit to you. Right. So I mean, with you knowing what it is that you want, I mean, there's people out here that's willing to commit. So I just went and found somebody else.
That's what you got to do,
right? Jay,
that part. I think for me, I'm gonna agree with Mia. Because at the end of the day, if somebody that I like doesn't like me, which I've dealt with that a lot, I'm not about to sit around and waste my time. Because like they say, you can't force somebody to want to commit to you or be with you. You can't. I just seen a meme the other day that said that women really need to stop trying to force people to change when they tell you up front what it's going to be and what it is. Stop thinking that you can change somebody, because you can't.
You can't.
And that's once you let that set in, you will have less stress. She wouldn't be so stressed if she would just make the decision to choose herself. Choose you, sis. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to value the man who actually wants you, who's actually trying to do right by you. It's going to always be a battle. You got to choose yourself.
Right.
Choose yourself. And it may be hard, because you may want that companionship, but you can be your own companion. Love yourself.
Exactly.
So there has I'm sorry, Poetless, for cutting you off, but I just wanted to add one more little thing. There's children involved, and out of the 5 years, of course, he has been around her children. Children love him. They've gone on trips. How do you handle that with the kids in mind? Because we all know the kids are very attracted to, they're easily to be, what's the word I'm looking for, people? They're easily to be.
Children get attached easily.
Right, attached.
Yeah,
attached. That's the word I'm looking for. So children are involved now, and just so happen if there's a situation where they're not together or he's not coming around, how do you break that to the children?
And that's another part too. We as women have to stop introducing our children to these men.
I was about to say that.
That's not trying to commit, because now you have to take children. Children don't understand adult situations, but now we're forcing these children to understand adult situation. Mommy, where's so and so? How do you explain to your children that, after all these years, we're not? You can't. It's hard to explain it to a child. And then children are going to start acting out because they got so used to Mr. So-and-so. And now that Mr. So-and-so is not here, they got used to a routine. Now you're breaking the children out the routine or that situation. And then you wonder why your children start acting out, because you done flipped their whole world upside down too.
Right.
That's true. Like that's a hard thing. Like for that, I don't have any advice to give on that, because I don't know, from my own personal experience being a child who actually went through that, having one stepdad, and then he never even said bye. He just dipped on me and my mom. So it was just like, you have a father figure, and then you automatically don't have that father figure. And then the next time my mom got in a relationship, she just didn't force me or my stepdad to have a relationship because of what happened in the previous situation. So for me, I did act out. I was doing a lot of things out here that that wasn't okay, and it affected me a lot. But my mom never really had that conversation with me to be like, hey, this person left and this is what it is. So I never even got that conversation. So I don't even know what how do you explain that to a child? And I don't think that from a child's standpoint, like, I would have understood. I just would have still felt neglected.
Right.
So even with the explanation, it wouldn't have really changed anything, because that's a part of grief. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess you would have to explain it in a way of grief, because you're losing something.
Right.
So I don't know.
Right. And EXO, thank you for watching, EXO. He says, people are selfish. You shouldn't have to do that with children. Nobody wants to be, I guess he wanted to say, wants to be an adult, but want to do adult jiggity. So appreciate you for your comments. Anybody that is watching and would like to comment, please do. We're going to take this quick break, but before I go, what advice would you give her right now? What would you tell her in this situation? She's stuck in the middle. One guy don't want a relationship, one guy does. So what would you do?
My advice to her would be,
what would you tell her?
My advice to her would be, don't date anybody. Learn how to love yourself. Find you, and then love will find you. And so when love comes, you'll be ready for it the next time. But right now, she has to love herself. She has to be. Sometimes we got to step away from everything and love ourselves by ourselves.
Won't you come? Won't you come? We're going to take this quick break. We're going to come back. In the second half, we're going to be talking about the topic of guilty by association. Just because you hanging with a freak, does that make you a freak? That's right. On what's on Edigga's mind, we're going to go to my favorite artist, of course. She is here. She's a part of the panel, and I'm talking about none other than Jae The Lyoness. Joining me today is Ejthepoet, Mia Monet, and my big little sister, authoress, Poetless Shakespeare. Hey, we're going to take this quick break. Coming back, more with what's on Edigga's mind. Don't you dare go nowhere.
Yeah. Money with the power and respect. Everybody working for a check. You could jump ship, but it's still gon' sell. Cause the mind of a slave, whole feel. Who will break chains? Full goes running. Yeah, all about the money. Yeah, trying to get a bag, things I never had. I've been on the come up. You can find me counting up the money. 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 Full goes running. Whoa, all about the money. Yeah, trying to get a bag, things I never had. I've been on the come up. You can find me counting up the money. 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 Let's go. Running like a marathon. Hit the ground running and never thought it would come to this. The flashlight always shining on the path I take. This road was made for me to break the chains, the cycle, circle. Homie, this is a hamster race. The road turning in my mind, I'm plotting and strategizing. Living to find peace, but living to find freedom. Living to get money, but dying so we can leave it. Wanna be rich, wanna be lit, wanna be sick and tired. Working and giving corporate dollars wilder. Poorest getting out of moment of silence is finna get violent. The revolution will be televised. If you with me, gonna put your hands up high. This the battlegrounds. Chasing the bag will only resort in a toe tag. This is so sad, look. You flexing, huh? Whoa. You on IG with your pyrite posing with your money phone. You the man now, huh? You got cash now, huh? Okay. That's your rent money. You showing up, huh? You know you look pretty freaking stupid, my guy. Full goes running. Yeah, all about the money. Yeah, trying to get a bag, things I never had. I've been up the money, counting 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 up the money. Full goes running, whoa, all about the money, yeah, trying to get a bag, things I never had. I've been on the come up. You can find me counting up the money, 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 counting up the money. Let's go. Speak gon' move like I'm sensei. Never block mine or you end up in a eyeing with an inside silk, with the eyes on tilt. It's an iPhone filk, only iPhone there with an iPhone pic. Screen saves of a money phone. Stupid degenerate, wanna flex on the internet, wanna act like he innocent, wanna act full of it to the match and the bullets tip hit the frame of a liar. Wanna be king on the side to where it slows him at high. A new fix who just ruthless with the roof miss weight ing. My EYET full soul Mr. T. My pity is stuck on the E like I'm gassed out. I can run with lanes, the culture, the shame. I'm picking their brain, I'm making a change, switching the gears. They stuck in the rim, materialize, talking the things they got till I blow up the spot, homie, till I blow up the spot. When are you going to grow up, my guy? Money isn't everything. That chain came from the corner store, like, boy. You already know it. Your car rented, boy. Stop playing out here. Full goes running. Yeah, all about the money. Trying to get a bag, things I never had. I've been on the come up. You can find me counting up the money, 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 counting up the money. Let me go a plastic.
Oh, we back. I was just counting up the money. Hey, welcome back to the show.
That's hot.
And you just heard Pyrite by special guest, and she's not here. Is Jae The Lyoness with Pyrite on her album Evolve. Make sure you check it out, and it is available right now on all streaming platforms. My special guest right now is all women panel EJ the Poet, my big little sister, authoress, Poetless Shakespeare, and Mia Monet, culinary expert and model. Thank you all for joining this show to talk about these two topics. If you're just joining in, we was talking about deciding love, where a person stuck in the middle, in between an older gentleman and a not so older gentleman. Older gentleman said, I don't want a relationship. I just can't do it. Where the other gentleman, he wants it. He wants all the smoke. He wants a relationship, but she's not quite there with him, but loves this 5-year relationship of a person that don't want a relationship. And you just heard some of the comments and the opinions of my all women's panel. Now we're going to switch gears and talking about another topic that, and keep in mind, people, these topics was presented by me physically by two people, and we're going to talk about guilty by association, because the co-worker said to me, E, just because I hang around with a person that is labeled as loosey-goosey, very sexually active, or how we all know as a freak, does that make me a freak too? And so I offered my advice, and I said, well, not necessarily, no. But I wanted to bring it to your attention. I wanted to get your feedback on this, and with the help of my all women panel. So, situation is, she's been hanging around with this girl. She's been knowing the girl for a significant amount of time, and that's a home girl. They good. What's your opinion on that? You all have that one girlfriend, that one person that you hang out with, and she get that tag, but just by you hanging around with her, does that make you like her? So what's your opinions on that?
No, that don't make me nothing like her. I mean, at the end of the day, she's going to do whatever it is that she want to do because she chose to do it. But that doesn't make me like her, because I definitely have some friends where they might be a little promiscuous, and I'm just like, nah, chill. But at the end of the day, if that's how she chooses to be, that's how she chooses to be. Like, yeah, me being her friend, I'm going to say something about it. I might be like, nah, I think you might need to, chill out or dumb it down some. But for the most part, people going to be who they are, regardless of how anyone feels.
Right. EJ?
And then you have some that are guilty by association because, how they say, birds of a feather flock together. But then you have a point where one of them may have a change of lifestyle. And then so people always still going to say, oh, well, that's how they used to be. That's how they used to be, not realizing that people can change.
Right.
So it's not always guilty by association.
Right. Hey, Poetless, do me a favor. Can you turn your radio down if you can?
My fault.
No problem. I don't want to get that that infringement tag off the music. So Poetless, we was talking about guilty by association. You got that one homegirl that you've been hanging around for years. You went to school with her. You went to kindergarten. You went to y'all went to church together. That's why Ace Coon Boom, Soul Sister Bliss can't get no bigger. And she get that label from around the way. Some people like, ooh, and they look at you, Poetless hang around with her. And they're looking at you now. So just because she's loosey-goosey, do that make you loosey-goosey as well?
No, because I set my standards early. I let them know I'm nothing like who I hang with. So don't associate me with anybody that I hang with other than we're cool. I let that know be up front. When you're securing yourself and when people know the type of energy that you bring and the person that you are inside and out, you don't have to be insecure. I have 2 homegirls like that right now. I'm good any hood that I go to because they already know. Don't play with me. Don't even bring that my direction because I'm not the one. You keep that with them and whoever else, but you know not to bring that to me because they already know that's not my MO. They already know this. So when you set that standard up front of who you are, what you're going to allow, and what you're not going to allow, people have no choice but to respect it. Regardless if they want to or not, they have to respect that. So I can hang around with whoever I want to, whenever I want to, as long as I don't show you any type of action that I'm like that. Don't associate me with those actions. I'm my own person.
Right.
And
that's my take on it.
Oh, go ahead, Eric.
And I know a brother. I think they're in their 40s and 50s now. One is a minister. One is a street drug dealer. They hang together, but a lot of people say, "Oh, if you hang with your brother, you're a drug." No, that's my brother. We're blood. Just because he does it, don't mean I do. They have different lifestyles. So when people say you're guilty by association, not necessarily, because like say, one is a minister, one is a drug dealer. The minister knows his brother's a drug dealer, but the brother don't ever try to say, "Here, man, come on, I'm going to go here with me," because he knows that's not his lifestyle. But they're thick as thieves. They're tight. They grew up like that. But so you guilty by association. It doesn't always necessarily mean that.
Right.
Exactly.
Now, I'm going to throw a curveball into this because she came back a little later. And she said, you know what, E, I forgot something. You know that homegirl that I was telling you about that got that tag? And I said, yeah. Well, I found out that my baby father, they had sex. And I was
so he don't want them to hang out because he's scared it's going to come out. But
well,
he feel like if he keep them away, it won't come out.
Well, and I kind of looked at that because he was so like, why you hang with her, this, that, and the third, and you hanging with her, that making you, like her. But she found out that they had
dirty dog.
So he ain't no better than her. If that's how he feel,
right? And he probably thinking because they hang together. If he slept with her homegirl, okay, what makes him think that she's not going to go sleep with his homeboy?
Well, he tried. That was like the ultimate setup. Let's see, I'm just leaving stuff out on purpose,
Can I just say?
Oh my goodness! Come on, give us all the tea, all of the tea.
So she told me that they were all together one day.
Oh,
and
Lord.
The homeboy, he told the homeboy to approach her and, try to, because she said that the homeboy was trying to holler at her for a minute, and she like, no, you my baby father's best friend. I can't do that. That goes against the code. And the homeboy been trying and trying and trying and trying. But this one particular day, he said, I want you to push it. You know, she's going to say no, but I want you to test her. And he wrote his number down. He balled it up, put it in her hand. She threw it away. He was in the store. He got mad and ran to her. And I'm listening to the story and I'm like, man, really? Like, this was before she found out that he had sex with the best friend. Now, put yourself in that predicament.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I just want to say men are the easiest. And they talk about us being easy. They have sex for nothing. At least we get $40 out of it. They get nothing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No. You get mad because you don't. I'm just like, maybe us women, really women, we need to sit down and be like, I don't want you got too many bodies. Don't mess with him. You know, he been with such and such.
But you know what makes it so crazy though? Because it's really a double standard. It's really a double standard.
It is.
Like, men don't get nothing after they have sex. At least when we get them, like, all right, pay me. You know, we got something in the pocket. But what do y'all get when y'all get out of besides a good nut and bragging rights? That'll leave after 2 weeks. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. See me?
Nope. Speak the
I'm
truth.
just saying. But like, really, like y'all said, men will degrade us to the fullest. Oh, this, but you paid for it though. So what that makes you? Oh, this,
right? But I really need to know, why did her baby father have sex with the best friend if he knew that the best friend was out there?
Right.
Because he's nasty.
Right. He's a dog.
He's nasty.
A dog.
He's like, don't shoot the messenger.
He's
nasty.
I said the same thing. I was like,
you nasty dog. Atomic dog.
But my question is, now, how would you look at the best friend?
I would look at them both the same.
Would you stop being her friend because they had sex, or would you continue to still be her friend?
You had to drop both of them. You can't be with one and not the other. Both of them, you either got to keep both or drop both. You can't have one without the other because they both was dead wrong.
And drop both of them because they want them loyal.
You have to treat them as equal. I'm just saying. Right. So you can't.
Yeah, neither one of them is loyal.
Let them have each other. They go out there and sleep with each other with each other.
I was about to say, you can't have your best friend and sit there and talk trash about your baby father. You can't be with your baby father and talk trash about your best friend. You had to cut both of them. Right. It's not right.
And one thing,
or not just have a threesome and just be happy with both of them. I mean, whatever floats your boat.
And also too, these girls, well, old women do it too, but stop telling your best friends how good your man is in bed or what he got. Yeah. They're sitting up there taking all these mental notes, and like soon as they get a chance, they're gonna creep and see if she was telling the truth. And then we all fall out. Oh, your nigga ain't because I've been there, and then you ain't. So yeah.
My grandmother used to tell me before I started dating, she told me there's only 2 things that a woman should keep secure: her money and her man. If neither one of those secure, then you fail. Point blank, period. I'd be goddamn if I'm allowed the cleanup woman to come and clean up my man. That's my job. I'll be the maid, butler, whatever you need me to be. I don't need no outside source because anything that's wrong with me and him, it's going to be between me and him. I don't need no maid service. I'm not calling out $1-800 sis to help. No, sis, I got this. I'm good.
Exactly.
I'm good. So at the end of the day, whatever we do in the bedroom, the kitchen, the basement, the front lawn, it's going to be us. You will never have insight to get what's mine. Point blank, period. I'm just saying, I don't care how cool we are.
It's crazy.
About donuts before I talk about my man in the bedroom. What kind of donuts you like?
It's crazy because I was dating a girl, and it was funny because me being the guy, I'm so naive. I'm like, whatever. And I was in the living room with the girl I was dating best friend, and she had that tag. And when the girl I was dating realized where I was, it was just me and her, I was looking at TV, and, she did look good. She looked good. So I noticed that I was sitting on one side of the room and she was sitting on the other side of the room. And the couch that she was sitting in was little. And the couch I was sitting in, it was fairly, big. So she hopped up, and the TV, she could see the TV better where she was sitting at. The TV was like right in her face. I had to, turn around a little bit to see the TV on my end. And before long, and I wasn't even paying attention to her. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all. I wasn't paying attention to her. I didn't even know that she had got up and was sitting real close to me. So I'm sitting there, and she kind of turned my way, and I'm like, uh-oh. And before she could speak, the girl I was dating at the time flew down the steps. I don't even know if she cleared steps. Grabbed me by the arm and pulled me off of the sofa and told me to go upstairs. I was like, oh my God. So later on that night, she told me why she did that. And she was like, I don't want you to be in the same room with her because I know what she's capable of doing. And I was like, wow.
Dang.
Me being the guy, and there's some guys out there who was just so, oblivious to, and I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I knew she was trying to handle it. But I was like, maybe she wanted to see the TV from where I was sitting at. I don't know. And she got up, sat next to me, and tried, I don't know if she tried to holler or going to try to do something, but she did get up and was, I don't know. So, but what advice would you give this young lady now that, I don't know if she's still talking to the girl, and I don't even know if the relationship with her and her baby father is like that, to be honest with you. But there are other people out there who's gone through this situation. What advice would you give to them?
Stay true to who you are. Make sure whatever energy that you have is positive energy, because that's a whole lot of energy you definitely don't want to be around. If that's the case, and if you have no type of people, at the end of the day, if you lay down and the first thing you think about, oh my God, did he texting her, or did he talk to her today? If she you don't need that. Be free. Let that go. It's going to hurt, but focus on you and be free. You don't need that type of energy. Replace that negative energy with something positive. Do some knitting. Do something. Do a stick figures. Anything to get out that energy. Just do something.
Exactly.
But you got to clear your mind. Be who you are and be free.
Find a hobby.
Do some knitting.
Collect some stamps.
Right. Do some knitting. Watch birds. Feed squirrels or something. I don't know. Do something.
and even with the females, just wanna give it away. I have an uncle down in South Carolina. He's older now, but back in the day, he was a womanizer. He played women. Then he finally got married, and God blessed him. Had 5 daughters. 5. He was like, "Oh, I wasn't ready for this. And he talked to his daughters. He's like, don't be like your father. And all his daughters they drop dead gorgeous. And he had 4 pit bulls. No, he had 5 pit bulls, 1 for each daughter. And he was like, this is Joe. And they couldn't do anything. He held them down. He just had a tight range on them. But one thing that stuck in my mind, he used to tell them, he said, if you want a wet ass, go sit in the bathtub and stay there as long as you want. And I was like, wow. But by him, like he told him, he said, he told he was being truthful. He said, I heard a lot of women down here play with a lot of hearts. He said, now that I have all of you, I do not want y'all dating somebody that was like me.
Right. Wow. That's the worst thing that a man could do is watch their daughters go through something that they put somebody else's daughter through.
Right.
That's like one of the like my brother. Let me tell you, my brother, he has 3 daughters, and when I tell you, my nieces, oh Jesus, they coming enough for anybody. But I told him, I said, my oldest niece, I wouldn't say she's vulnerable, but she's one of the people where she's just so sweet. And I got to be on her constantly because people will use that. And like I told my brother, you have to protect them. Everything that you did is going to come back, not on you, it's going to come back on them. So you have to watch what you do and watch what you say. Because my middle niece, she can tell you real quick, oh, he ain't got no money, I ain't talking to him. Oh, he ain't got this, I ain't dealing with him. And I told her, Mom, you have to stop, watch what you say around them. Because they sponges. It might not mean nothing to them now, but when they get to that age, oh, I remember Mama used to say this, or I remember Daddy used to do this. So it must be fun. No, you have to watch what you say and watch what you do, because those streets will come back and get your loved ones. I like that's the new title for a book. Let me write that down. The streets will get your loved ones. I
hear
like
that.
that.
So I just want to say again, thank you all for coming on the show and sharing your opinions to these topics that was presented by me. And I just thought it was a good idea to have these topics presented on today's show. And you know my fashion, I want to hear from you guys now. What you got going on? Start with you, Ericka. What's on EJ the Poet's plate nowadays?
Woo, I have a lot going on. My book is still on Amazon, a bestseller.
Oh, congrats!
Praise,
yes, congratulations.
Congrats.
This is a story about my life of sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, suicide attempts. I just poured my heart out in this book, and it's called My Silent Scream, My Present Praise. This is on Amazon. I have a show coming up this Saturday. It's Fade to Black. Shay and Company. We're doing poetries and song. We have food, drinks. I have 4 different poets that's going to perform. I have a live band that's going to perform, and then I'm going to come on and do my part, my show at the end. So that's this Saturday. And then I'm on Radio Reading Network on Mondays from 12 to 1, where it's a poetry lounge. So I go in and I do poetry, read short stories, read some of my plays, read parts of my book, and I'm all over the place right now, and I'm really enjoying it. So you can follow me on www.ej-the-poet.com. That's my webpage. You can go in there and find all of my information on my upcoming events.
That's what's up.
Awesome.
All right, little sis, what you got going on?
So everybody know about DNA 1. I will be having a book signing in Woodbridge, Virginia, the 27th of this month. I have another book that's getting ready to come out talking about love. It's called Tongue Confessions, and it's pretty much talking about what we talked about in the first half of the show. And what I did was I put myself in it. So everything is something personal, something that I've been through. Then I have DNA Book 2 that's coming out. Then I'm working on a play called When Church Women Talk. Check your title at the doorstep. So that's what I have coming up.
That's what's up.
Do you have a webpage so I can follow you?
Oh, yes. www.poetlesshakespeare.com. I kept it simple.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I have to get you a book too. You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, Mia, what you got going on?
Hey, so I'm currently working on a lingerie calendar with Seductive Lingerie. That is due to come out next year in 2022. Everybody is about to hook up and meet up with that. I have 2 hair shows coming up with Dreads and Heads. I usually do the natural hair care expos with Malika. So we have some events coming up within these next couple of months. Then I'm also working on my catering company. I cater events, and I've just been pretty much doing that.
That's what's up. I hear that.
Do you have a website, Amia?
No, I'm actually in the process of getting my website updated. Okay. But you can follow me, Mia Monet on IG and Mia Monet on Facebook.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your comments. Greatly, greatly appreciate everyone who's tuned in. If you don't know how to tune in to Charm City Direct TV, it's real simple. Go to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter at Charm City Direct TV. Go there, like us, share us, subscribe to us, follow us, do all the necessary things that you need to do. And it's the reason why I'm saying that, because once I go live, you go live with me. You can see all the content. Also on our sister station, of course, WLEO's 26.7 online radio, worldwide listening entertainment online. Make sure you check us out at www.WLEO267onlineradio.com, or you can download the free. Yes, I did say free. It don't cost you any money. This is not real. This is not real money. Don't come knocking on my door telling me I need money. Go to the free app from Google Play, Apple App Store, and iTunes, and download the free app for WLEO Radio and check out all of the great content over there. Hey, like I said, thank you all. Thank you to my all women's panel who came on today to talk about these two very interesting topics. Mia Monet, my big little sister, authoress. I like that, authoress. Poetless Shakespeare, and EJ the Poet. Make sure you follow them. And I cannot forget my sister who had phone problems. Her phone was dying. That's why she's not here. Jae The Lyoness. Make sure you check her out. Her music is on all music streaming platforms. Make sure you check her out. And make sure you check me out next week, Wednesday at 3 p.m. right here on Charm City Direct TV with What's on Edigga's Mind. Hey, I'll holla at you when I smile at you. Peace.